morning, everybody. Chad from Boll Weevil Soap Company here. So just want to address one of the questions we get all the time with phone calls and messages we receive here into the store. And that is, let's talk about soap versus hand sanitizer. And then there's always that crazy idea about, antibacterial soap. So we get these questions all the time. The reality of it is that if you go check out the CDC's website, they're gonna tell you that when it comes to soap versus hand sanitizer, soap is really the better option because they're performing two different functions. Hand sanitizer is actually attempting to kill the germs on the skin using alcohol. Soap is actually physically removing not only the germs, but also the trash, debris, and oils from your skin. So it's actually cleaning the skin versus sanitizing the skin. So we don't particularly care if the germs live, we just don't want them to live on you. So the CDC really recommends that you use soap over hand sanitizer as long as you have an available water source. You just need to make sure that your hand sanitizer has at least 60% alcohol. Now, we don't particularly make hand sanitizer, but we do make a whole lot of soap. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how this process works and why this is the better option for you. All right, so the secret to how this cleans your skin really comes down to what that soap molecule looks like. So if you can imagine, you have your soap molecule and it has a head to that molecule and it has two tails. One side of that molecule, that tail really likes water. And the other tail really doesn't like water. It's kind of like two brothers that don't get along. They're attached to the same nucleus there. And so as you're washing your hands, the side that really doesn't like water, it's spending all of its time attaching to everything that's not water. It's attaching to your dirt and to your germs and to the bacteria and to the extra oils that are on your skin. And it's collecting all of those things together. And so as you're lathering up your hands and you're washing, it's collecting all of those bad things. It's not killing them, it's just collecting them. Then when you turn on your water to rinse your hands, the side that loves water is attaching to all those other things. So as a result, those guys are trying to work as hard as they can to go down the sink. So as a result, as they work together, all of the bacteria and grime and germs end up down the sink instead of on your body. All right, so we're gonna show you what I'm talking about here using kind of a little science experiment you may remember from your 6th grade science class. We've got a little bit of water in here. So remember, we have that tail of the soap that likes water and we have the tail of the soap that don't. So we're gonna take our water and we're gonna pour in a little bit of our body oil here. This is just some Southern Romance body oil that we have here in the store, but any oil proves the point. And we have dyed it blue so it can make it easier for you to see. So as you pour that oil in, you can kind of see that oil spreading across the top of that water there. And so imagine that oil is now catching up with all your dirt, your bacteria. It's catching all of those pieces of debris that you really don't want on your body. And then you're going to add in your soap. So as you add in your soap, we're gonna just use a little bit of our body wash here, and I'm just gonna spray that in there. And as you see that, you can see how that is pushing that oil away. So it's separating that oil, and it's gonna do the same thing on your skin. It's gonna repel that oil, and it's gonna take the germs and bacteria with you. So another question we get all the time is, do you really have to sing happy birthday when you're washing your hands? Well, obviously, no, you don't. But there is a point here. The CDC recommends that you wash your hands for 20 seconds at least. So there's a lot of ways you can do that. You can do that in your head. You can do that with the happy birthday song. I have a smartwatch and it calculates how long I wash my hands. So there's a lot of ways to do that, but it's important that you actually do wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Get it very thoroughly, get in between your fingernails, get it down in between your fingers so that you can really get that dirt and grime off of there, because that process of lathering up is allowing that side of the soap molecule that loves that oil and grime to connect to all of those germs. And then after the 20 seconds is complete, that is when you rinse your hands. So the point here is not necessarily to sing the song. Some of you may or may not need to be out there singing in public at the sink, but you should actually wash your hands for 20 seconds in order to help get that grime off of your body. So the other question we get all the time is, do you carry antibacterial soap? And no, we do not. And we don't do that because it's really not necessary. The CDC says unless you're in a medical setting or you're a medical professional with a specific reason to do so, really just washing your hands for the 20 seconds will certainly get the job done. So that you really don't necessarily need that antibacterial piece. It's really something that just sort of sets the mind at ease, but it also can actually do some harm. In 2016, the FDA actually banned a whole long list of ingredients that companies were using for antibacterial soap because they were proven to, quite frankly, just not work any better than regular soap. So it was really being used more as a marketing ploy. So those things were actually banned. But if you're not careful, if you overuse antibacterial soap, you can create some challenges, such as your body building up resistance to those chemicals, so that when you do need those in a medical setting, it has more difficulty working. So the truth is, just the 20 seconds will do the trick. So let's talk a little bit about the different kinds of soaps. I think we've established that unless you're in a medical setting, we don't really need antibacterial soaps, but there are 1,000 different kinds of soaps. So in a later segment, we'll talk about the benefits of our goat milk soap and our foaming hand wash and our body wash and the differences between those. But I think the key here is that you get a natural soap and that you do actually get a soap. So what's the difference? Well, soap is what they've been making for thousands and thousands of years. Soap is a process where you take natural oils and you combine them with lye. It creates a chemical reaction called saponification, and that saponification is what creates your soap. This is true whether you're making a bar soap, whether you're making a body wash or a liquid soap. No matter what, if it's a true soap, there's a saponification process. What that means is that's a whole lot of fancy words to say that soap is a natural element. So, that's the most important part, is that soap is natural. The other alternative to that is a detergent. A detergent is also very similar to soap in the way it works. However, it's made in a lab and it's made with synthetic components versus those natural oils. Now, normally most detergents are made for a very specific reason. For example, the HE detergent that you put in your washing machine at home, or the soap that you put in your dishwasher, or the soap that you use for your dishes. Those are made for specific reasons and not for your skin. So I think the simple way to remember this is that we kind of joke here that detergent is for your ducks and for your dishes. So basically, your detergent is for things and soap is for people. So as long as you're falling back to a natural soap and it is a true soap, then you're making a good decision as to what to use on your body. Now we're going to talk more about the benefits of our specific soap and our foaming hand wash and our body wash later, but the biggest thing is to make sure you're looking for actual soap, and it should say the word soap on the product, which sounds crazy, but there's a lot of major brands out there that are not soap, and if you'll look closely at their packaging, it does not say soap on the packaging. All right, so this is the part that's really important. This is our legal disclaimer here. So as a soap company, we do not make any health claims. So everything that we've talked about today, you can reference back to the CDC website. So if you'll go to the National CDC website, all the things we've talked about antibacterial soap and how soap works, all of those things can be found there on their website. So we're not making any major medical claim there, and we never make medical claims there. So just throw that out there to make the attorneys happy and to make sure that the social media gods don't kick us off for this video. But for more information about our soap products, you can always tune into our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook page. Just give us a call here at the store, 334-393-SOAP, or visit us on our website, www.bollweevilsoapcompany.com. Or if you're not from here and you can't spell Boll Weevil, that's BW Soap for short. Thanks and have a great day.